If you look right in the middle of the contiguous United States, right at the very heart of the country, you'll find Kansas. The state has an official Latin motto, ad astra per aspera. Translated, it means to the stars through difficulties. Kansans have spent generations navigating extreme weather, isolated frontiers, and intense historical struggles. The motto acts as a reflection of that lived experience, a recognition that the path to a high achievement often involves pushing through heavy resistance. Long before state boundaries were drawn, native nations knew the rivers, plains, and seasons of this land. Peoples like the Kaw and the Osage governed these spaces for thousands of years, and their communities remain an active, living part of the state today. By the 1800s, new travelers began crossing the prairie. Pioneers arrived in wagons, and they were soon joined by exodusters, African-American migrants journeying west in search of freedom, safety, and the chance to own their own land after the Civil War. Look closely at this photograph of an early frontier town. You can see a massive, diverse crowd gathered in front of a heavy stone church and a wooden general store. Building towns like this meant surviving freezing winters, intense heat, and deep isolation. These very different groups of people faced the frontier together to build the foundation of a free state. The land they settled changes dramatically as you move across it. In eastern Kansas, you'll find wet, green river valleys and forested streams. But as you travel west, the elevation slowly rises, drying out into the wide open spaces of the high plains. Right in the middle are the Flint Hills. Because the soil here is full of hard rock, early settlers couldn't easily plow it up. That geological hurdle is the reason it survives today as one of the largest tallgrass prairie ecosystems left on Earth. Living on this open geography means dealing with the sky above it. The Great Plains create a mixing bowl for cold, dry air and warm, moist air, resulting in massive thunderstorms and highly destructive tornadoes. Kansans learn early on to watch the clouds, listen for weather sirens, and respect the sheer power of nature. In the capital city of Topeka, state leaders make the laws that govern everyday life. In the mid-1900s, those laws enforced school segregation, a system that forced children of different races to attend completely separate public schools. Families fought back. At this brick building in Topeka, Monroe Elementary, parents and local leaders challenged the legal system, arguing that divided schools were inherently unequal. Their fight reached the U.S. Supreme Court. By pushing through the difficulty of racial inequality in their hometown, these Kansans ended legal school segregation across the entire country. Today, the Kansas economy is deeply rooted in the earth. The state's massive farms and ranches yield hundreds of millions of bushels of golden wheat and raise millions of cattle to feed the nation. While the farms focus on the dirt, cities like Wichita look straight up. Wichita developed into a center for aviation engineering and aircraft manufacturing. These massive factory assembly lines built thousands of airplane nose sections, cementing the state's legacy in the sky. Modern Kansas is still using the sky. The same fierce prairie winds that cause severe storms are now captured by towering wind turbines, generating enormous amounts of clean electricity. By utilizing the soil beneath their feet and the wind above their heads, Kansans continue to turn their natural surroundings into innovation. The symbols of the state reflect this connection to nature. The official state animal is the massive American bison, an absolute powerhouse built to survive the wild prairie. 80 million years ago, the land that is now Kansas sat at the bottom of a massive, ancient ocean. We know this because of dramatic chalk formations, like Monument Rocks, standing right in the middle of the flat plains. They are the chemical remains of that ancient sea. Digging into that chalk, scientists have uncovered the fossilized skeletons of giant mosasaurs, massive swimming reptiles with rows of sharp teeth. The chalk and bone buried in the soil reveal a landscape defined by ancient marine life, existing long before the first pioneer arrived. For kids growing up in Kansas today, history is something you can touch. They make art using seeds from the native wild sunflower, the official state flower. They take part in rich local foodways, like baking warm, sweet cinnamon rolls to share with family and classmates on cold winter days. Navigating the challenges of the past has allowed communities the peace to build joyful traditions that they pass down through generations. And then there's basketball. The fast-paced sport is woven directly into the cultural identity of the state. James Naismith, the inventor of the game, the guy holding the original wooden peach basket, moved to Kansas and coached college students right here. So stand up right now, bend your knees, and jump as high as a basketball player going for a dunk. Whether you are playing on a court, digging up ancient fossils, or looking up at the wind turbines, you are doing exactly what Kansans have always done, reaching for the stars.